Alright, morning people. I would let the light build up a bit and then I shall make this video. I have to go and comb my hair. Listen me here in a damn goddamn mess. I've on a low tube top. And I have to put my robe over me because most of the time when I'm speaking, well, I don't like to pay attention to the words coming out my mouth. I like to pay attention to my boobs. So blocking them up from all this morning because I wanted to pay attention to the words coming out my mouth, not the blasted not the blasted boobies. Right? So on this topic, called keeping it real. Right? So I'll let the live build up and then I will say what I have to say, because this could be a short blog. It's not gonna be long. I'm gonna take off the headphones because right. So I don't know if all they hear me or they heard me properly with that morning bigot. So I've on a low tube top, so I have to put my robe in front of me. Good morning, Dwayne. I'm fine. Because when this place, most of the times I start to have on tube tops and whatever it is, because all there's the Caribbean. This place hot as hell. So even though I have 2 fans on me, because I surely probably hear the fan, even though I have 2 fans on me, this place is be hot, no tail, and I taking this medication for my cancer thing. So don't mind my shiny forehead. It is kind of bring out a heat in my body, right? So on this topic, so I put the robe over me because Olia does not pay attention to the words coming out my mouth. I know Olia like my boobs, Olia like to see it, it's pretty, we all know that, but Olia doesn't pay attention to the words coming out my mouth. So I have to keep the robe here. No boobies for Olia today. Good morning, Abzi. Good morning, Damien. I am fine, everybody. So we're gonna keep this topic really short and sweet, right? And as I always say, every single thing that I say is based on my opinion. It's not based on anybody's opinion, right? But this is what I see and what I feel, right? So because a lot of you keep asking me to touch base on certain topics, and I don't like to touch base on certain topics because at the end of the day, people always take what you say and interpret it in their own way, right? And I don't know how straightforward again I could be, right? In this life, you all need to understand something, right? There is a pandemic going on, and within this pandemic, the pandemic happened for a reason, right? This pandemic wasn't just like a now come thing. This pandemic was something that was planned by the higher heads for a very long time, right? In life, there's something that all you need to understand. We as human beings, because of the rich trying to get richer, and there are people who like to feel there's God and play there's God, but there's only one God, one higher power, right? A lot of you want to talk about other people's religion. When you all hear people praying to Allah or Mother Lakshmi or whoever they're praying to, you all need to stop studying about who other people praying to and study what you doing, right? If you believe in, I was a full Christian. There's nobody could have tell me anything about Jesus Christ or Jehovah or any type of thing. I am of no religion now, right? Because I realize for myself that religion was made up by man, right? Religion is a thing that they made to oppress people, right? To keep them locked, right? A lot of you keep saying that you can't wait for the pandemic to be over for you to go back to your normal life. you would never go back to your normal life, right? And a lot of us as human beings, we think very selfishly. We do things very selfishly. We want to receive love and goodness in our lives, but we don't put out the same energy. We want to open a business, but we're not willing to put out the work. I'm sorry to say, but some of all the black people very ungrateful, very fucking lazy, and know what to do, but still don't do it because you all are very lackadaisical, right? So this is not just about black people alone, and it's not a race thing, but I don't care who vex. The majority of black people are in prison and being imprisoned. And a lot of you young people studying to wine on table and counter and all these types of things, and then studying to empower or educate yourself properly, right? There is so many things, so many job avenues, so many things that you could get yourself involved with. Some of all, you're studying to fuck for phone card, beg for money, and all these types of things. And then a girl who working hard for she things, she working for she little KFC money and trying to mind she kids or doing whatever, you always sit there and judge her for that. You understand what I'm saying? You always sit there talking about this person in wearing this and that and the other. But what did you all do to receive the things that you all have? Right? Some of you all sit there and fuck for things constantly. All you have a man for nails, shoes, clothes, and hair. But then a girl like myself who will choose to take the time and work for what they want. You always sit there and judge me talking about my hair, talking about you all don't know what I go through on a daily basis or whatever the case may be. But you always sit there and judge me, right? Even if I'm sick, I will get up and make things possible, because let me tell all you something. The difference between you all fucking hateful females and myself, right? I am 35 years old. That's it's not a half of a lifetime yet, but it's a good, it had its ups and downs, but it's still a part of a life, right? So as far as I'm concerned, when I was supposed to be doing certain things in my life, I wasn't doing it because I was trying to please people that made no sense, right? So now I reach at an age where I choose to enlighten and empower myself, my thinking and my mindset different. Now I pretty, I have a fucking nice body. I could fuck any man I want. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how much men are you going to open your leg for? How much men are you going to open your leg for? Without a purpose. You're not looking to settle down. You're not looking to do something with your life. You're not looking to nothing. So you all sit there and talk about other females and judge one another, but don't have a proper mindset. Your mind is everything. You have the ability to go through so much pain, but also to put power in your mind to ignore certain things or to forget certain things. Because there are people who went through so much of trauma, a part of the mind blocks certain things. You would remember certain things, but a part of your mind blocks certain things, right? So a lot of you, you know, you all don't think for yourself. You don't allow yourself to think. You all always follow things that people put in front of you all. The system in life is meant for you to fail. It is not meant for you to succeed. Now let me educate you all about something, because some all you fucking narcissists and all you seem to know these things but still not listen, right? The pandemic was a sickness that was created as a martial law system for all you fucking idiots who pretending all you don't know. The pandemic was something created is either wherever between China and whoever or wherever. I don't even know. I can't touch based on that. But even self, if it was a disease to create friction between countries or wherever the case may be, There are people in higher power who took it upon themselves to use it as a weapon against you, the citizens of your country, to force you into a certain martial law order that they want to. Let me educate all you what this pandemic causing. That some all is sitting to sit down there and think about, oh, I can't wait for KFC to open, oh, I can't wait for this to open. Oh, you're studying everything except for all your rights. You're studying everything except for looking to jump all yourself to having a better future, not for yourself. Because as far as I concern, I 35. Yeah, in my life there may be more. God might grant me more life upon this earth, but I have a child. I don't know if he go live or if he go die. God forbid, I don't want my child to go before me, but we don't know. Your children never asked to come here, so they have to live when you are gone. The majority of you all studying still to impress people, studying sneakers and clothes and all these other things, instead of you studying to gain something that will give you an upper hand in the future. You understand me? Because this ain't gonna get better, you know. This is what's just a test to see how they will get you to fall in line. Because the bigger fucking challenges going and come. They might just give all you because it's we are right now. This is this temporary life. We are just the chess pieces. They holding the rook and the kings. We are just the chess pieces. Right? We are just the chess pieces. And as far as I'm concerned, we're not even on the chessboard. Because there are people who have money who paying for the spot. They don't feel it's so above. We're not even allowed on the chessboard. Right? So this one all they're not educating all yourself with. We're not even allowed on the chessboard as far as I'm concerned. Once your salary or you don't have a certain amount in the bank, or being fellas like Bill Gates and them fellas, you not even consider to be on the chessboard. So we's not no chess pieces. That me correct the statement from before. We not even the chess pieces. We not even allowed on the board. You know, there's always sometimes when you're watching through Facebook, there's the video with the woman where she whole garden full of roses, but then the woman on the next side, she one rose grow and she's so happy. That's how they have we. They have all the roses in the garden and we still trying to wait for we little rose to grow to be happy. Because that's how they want to keep you all. Let me tell all you what some all seem to be missing with this pandemic that going on. So there is a system chat that you all seem not to be watching. Don't even try to influence yourself with just what you're seeing on the news, because the news is a system that built to feed you what they want to feed you. Because there are people in this news system who know more than you and they still wouldn't tell you. They're so evil they wouldn't even tell their own family because they're keeping that card for themselves to advance their career or to get a seat on wherever. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So one, there was a system, a thing that was built, whereas two, they were doing a survey to check to see how, if the poverty line growing or not. So between 2016, right, 2016 to 2019, a lot of entrepreneurs started to come out the hole, right? So a lot of young people, a lot of people who were actually working for other people started to show themselves, come out the hole. A lot of people stopped working for certain people and started to advance themselves. right? So from 2016 to wherever it is. So even though they're showing all here, or the poverty line and the poverty line, no. From 2016 to 2019, there were a lot of people started to leave their jobs and started to advance to building themselves, right? So then the pandemic happened. So a lot of people who opened businesses and opened certain things and started to employ others to help the poverty line start to rise. Not big, but just give it a little push, right? When the pandemic happened, a lot of people had to close down their businesses and let go a lot of people. Now with all these people who closed down their businesses and let go a lot of people, what are they going to do now? What are they going to do now? I'm waiting for it to answer me. What are they going to do now? A lot of these people who closed down their businesses and let go people, what are they going to do now? Good morning, Carrie, darling. Morning. What are they going to do now? Not go back and work for who? The rich. We stupid Prime Minister who said, right? Dr. Christopher Keith Rowley, who said, well, we had to make the rich get richer in order to take the poor. Does that statement make any sense? Why do we need to make the rich richer so they could create more job opportunity for the poor? Why not say, well, we need to create a system with more jobs so that people who are not employed, and we live in a country and in a world where when you check the margin of people who being educated, there are a lot of people who drop out of school due to whatever reason, maybe their choice or due to family reason, because I know there are people who drop out of school because their mother gets sick and they had to take a job to take care of the family or whatever the case may be. Good morning, darling. Thanks very much. There are lots of people who drop out don't work because they don't want to, right? And for those of you who pretend that you all don't know, there are some people who cannot afford university, who cannot afford to advance their education because they don't have money. And because of certain, there are many people who applied for GATE and all these other things and were denied because they couldn't qualify because they don't meet certain standards. So they couldn't continue whatever it is. And I know personally my brother has his degree and he's very fucking bright and he cannot even get a proper job. I have my documents and I was told I overqualified. I had to take out loans to go back to school and I had to be in 2 jobs and I was very tired and taking class. So there are people who actually do what they're supposed to do. But then there are others who cannot afford it. You all behave like you all don't understand that we live in a system. I'm not making excuses for anybody. Those of you all who don't want to go to school or you all don't want to take any education, that's on you. You understand what I'm saying? But there are people who grew up with such horrible, good morning Edward Stalin, grew up with such horrible, disgusting parents and they can't even function. And the thing about it is, I know that teacher's job is to teach you, but they can't do everything that a parent would do. But it have some teachers who go to school and behave like this is just a paycheck. Thanks very much. This is just a paycheck. They're not going beyond any extension of any duty. But there are people who are actually willing to learn. But there are people who have, like my son. My son is very bright when it comes to building stuff. But as a parent, once I started to realize my son does not have my brain. He does not have my brain. He's very bright because of the fact that I, as a parent, had to take the initiative to go slower with him in order for him to catch up. Because if I wasn't doing these things, he would have been left behind. But my son have what's called dyslexia. We would be seeing correct, and he would be seeing something else. Put him in front of a book now, he could read certain things. But a lot of people used to make fun of my son. Even some of my family members used to call him dunce head and all these types of things. But I, as a parent, started to notice certain things, and I went and had him tested. But how many parents who really do not pay attention to their children to take the initiative to go to have them tested to see, well, okay, it's not my child just dunce, but why is the reason why he's not picking up or she's not picking up in the work? There are people who born with these things. You could be how bright you want. Your kids don't have to come out like you. They don't have to take your trait. Thank God my son could draw, which is one of my traits. He has many talents besides the drawing that I pushed him towards. Because if you realize that your kids is not with this book thing, you need to push them in an other avenue. But there are parents who do not take the time to do this. They do not take the time to take it upon themselves to educate their children. Okay, my son or my daughter is not functioning properly with the books, because their children, no matter how many hours you sit down there with them with this book, by the time you walk outside, they don't know it, and you right through. You hitting the child. Because I now read the sentence with you. I used to be frustrated too. Because I'm telling you, I now read a sentence with Nikolai. We now went over the page. I went as slow as I could, make him underline the words, spell out the words, repeat it 5 times, and yet still he wasn't picking it up. Yes. He still wasn't picking it up. And I was like, but what's going on here? And so I took it upon myself to have him tested by 3 different doctors. And I got the same results. Because when one time I didn't believe him. I had to go 3 different results. But there are parents who are not making sufficient money, who could afford to do those things. And there are teachers who will go the extra mile to tell you, well, miss, we have, because when I started to speak to my son in primary school, speak to his principal and teachers, I didn't even knew they had certain things available until I spoke to them about it. Because they just had my child going about wherever. And then when I spoke to them, they told me, well, this is available and that is available. Student teacher. There are student teachers and counselors, and these people are available in certain schools. Yes. But the thing about some of these big people, Nicholas, is that they're so afraid of what people would say about them. There were adult classes in the library and different things that they could have taken, and they didn't want to take it because of whatever reason. Because people, they have allowed people to create such stigma. I was 17 years old and couldn't read. I was one of those people. I was 17 years old and couldn't read properly. I could have read, but not properly. You put anything in front of me, now I mash it up. Because there was a teacher, and I will tell you guys, I always say that in many blogs, I said that before. Her name was Miss Smith. I went to St. Mary's Primary School, and that teacher realized I started school late. I started school late. From primary school to secondary school, she was with me. Even though I was going secondary school, she still took it upon herself to tell me, because I was going Mount Hope Junior Second. When I finished school, I was on evening shift. So when I have to go to school in the afternoon, in the morning, I take lessons with her and then go to school after. And that woman used to take it upon herself to even give me passage, because I used to get $2 to go and $2 to come back home. You all sit there and talking about, oh, your life hard and your wherever. Young people, your life could be as how hard and as how bad as it is. You have to sit there and make a choice for yourself. Okay, my parents bad, but I am not going to let that define me. I am going to become something. You all sit there and make poor excuses. You all sit there and talk about, my parents bad, so wherever. If I think they kill me, I do wherever, I dies it. That is the wrong mentality. And there are people who push this stupid mentality on all, because it have adults who could tell all you, well, boy, here what? Instead of all they telling him, boy, come and sell a piece of weed from us sitting on a block. Tell him, well, boy, I will give you $4 to go to school, or $5 or $10 to go to school. But some of you all don't do that. And then you sit there and you talk about, boy, I know that I kill you, he has a fucking name. What did you do to help that person who you saw going around with? There was this little boy who was liming with my son when we moved here. When I built here and we moved here, he started to lime with my son. But I the type of person, I just sit down and, because you're liming wrong my child. I'm not saying my child perfect, because Nickel, I have times he run corners. I keep him, I put him out on him, but now I think by now he realized I'm mad. I'm not mad. I crazy by now. So he do, but when they're now coming into the teens and they start to pick up with the friends that just wanna get the. I nipped that in the bud one time. I'm not waiting until later. He could tell you, pop, cough one. I'm not beating you with no ruler. Cause you done 15, going on 16. I haven't beaten my son in a while. Because he don't watch me. He just come straight and tell you one time. He's come straight and tell you one time. So I haven't had the reason to cut the ass in a while. But it had times when you now creeping to the 13, going on 14. Yeah, he started getting me the C wave. So I snatched that up one time, because the thing about it is, parents, if you keep giving children the opportunity to slide, they're gonna keep testing you to see how far they could go before you look to do something, and then it might be a step so far that they cannot come back from. Excuse me, don't let nothing slide. I'm not letting nothing slide. I tell him as it is. Big as he is. You're smelling yourself. Let me talk about that issue. You're smelling yourself and you're gonna look for your little girlfriend. Let's talk about that. I told him as it is. I said, I give him an opportunity when he turned 14 into 15. I said, you like the girl? Because I saw they started to conversate more, and I said, do you like the girl? And I monitored the situation. And I came out and told him, I said, yeah, at this age, don't exchange no picture with no girl and no nothing. You all allowed to conversate, but there's no relationship wise. You all conversate and get to know each other. When you turn 15, 16, if you decide you want to be in a relationship with her and keep her, that's it. But I made it very clear, do not make the mistake and bring 2-3 girls by me, because I am the type of parent, I watching she and telling she, you's not the one who was here yesterday or the one who was here last week, and he know I will do that, because he done already tell me, yeah, I know you will do that. I made it very clear. I am not one of those parents who tolerating that shit, because I have been in that position already, where I married, not even was in a relationship, I was married to somebody, and I there Christmas Day and the girl there Boxing Day, and the girl have a child for my husband. You understand what I'm saying? So I was in that position already. So I just make it very clear to him. You're this age, you like one, you like one. Let the rest of them know you have your girlfriend. What you don't like for yourself, don't like for other people. So I just tell him, if you ever decide to cheat when you get big, don't make the mistake and bring the girl by me. Because I'm watching she and telling she you was not the one who was here yesterday, or you was not the one who was here last week. Who are you? Parents, understand that they are children who have dyslexia. It's not that they don't see, right? It's that they cannot retain work as fast as you. And there are some of you parents who can't read. You batshit don't see. And you want to be the child to know something you don't even know yourself. You all could sit there and want to drink a beer and talk people business and talk about all these other things. You all have access to phone. If you don't know, get your children to help you. A lot of all, or they don't want to do things, or they feel too shame. No. You want your kids to do better than you. There are men and women out here who are studying to do everything other than help your kids advance. Sit there with your son or your daughter a half an hour, 20 minutes. Those things count. Not everybody's going to be as bright as you. I am fluent in 7 different languages and I'm very bright. Very bright. But my son is not like me. And I have realized he's not like me. So I have took it upon myself as a parent to get him into things that I believe he would like. He like cars. Learn to fix cars. Because you're not going to come to tell me in the future that you don't know. Bitch, I don't want to hear you don't know. Help edify your children. You cannot sit there and be like, well, he can't read. He don't see. He grades always low. A child could be getting fucking Z in his work. Z in his work. And still open a multi-million year company. Z in his work. If you teach them to use the common sense. I am not saying don't send your child to school. School is not worth it. Send your child to school. Let them go through the whole school process. I'm not saying they keep bringing the Z. You still keep encouraging them. You bring a Z for me. I'm watching the Z and in my mind like a fucking Z again. But yet still smile. Smile. Encourage them. Maybe next year is your year. Maybe next semester. Maybe next term. Keep encouraging your children. You can't be like fucking Z. You bring a Z. I can't take a video of Z. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to frustrate the child. You're going to embarrass the child. And he or she will not be willing to learn. They will not be willing to learn. You need to help educate your children. F is the lowest. Now in Trinidad they gain your Z2. They gain your Z2. But people, it's just a matter of patience and common sense. You all could sit there and watch your brethren, children, and all these type of thing. I had an issue with my son father, something Nikolai with his schoolwork and anything, and I telling, but what so child bring where? I say so and so that's not my child. Wait tell him about them for. But I just saying, okay, what we going to do? Because I don't want to hear about so and so child. I asking you, what we going to do? This is we child, what we going to do? Wait tell him about so and so child. That ain't my child. And thing and doing and to just pay for this lessons and this is that might work for their child. Your child is a different thing. This is what some all are not taking into consideration. Just because something works for somebody else doesn't work for you. Just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it will work for you. I operate 16 machines. Each machine I could sit down and break it down and build it back up. Because I took the time to learn those things. I have sublimation printers, DTG, Crewcut Explorer 1, 2, 3, normal printers, laser printers. There are people who cannot do that. I could sublimate, I could epoxy, make flowers from scratch, build a whole makeup cupboard. There are people who cannot do that. I am very educated because I choose to put myself through that process because I want to do better. There are people who cannot do that. Does it mean they don't see? No, it's not. It just means that they are not in the same mindset or same headspace as you. There are people who I teach. Yeah, people pay me to teach. People pay me to teach them stuff because they're looking to start their own business. There are people who pay me to teach them stuff. And I telling you, I just have to have patience because I realize there are some people who cannot retain information as fast as you. Even though I'm working, my eye is always on the TV or on the tablet, learning something, or even most times with me is by song. I'm very skilled. And I always have to say I thank God for that, especially my sister too, because my sister took the time to teach me certain things before she passed away. So you need to understand that there are people out there, just because they don't have the same mindset as you, it doesn't mean that they are bad people or they don't see or whatever the case may be. Why you women, when you meet a man and he doesn't have the master's degree or the things that you want him to have, you all sit there and judge people? You all quick to call a man who does not have a master's degree or probably working a simple job or doing a little gardening and making a little money and bringing it back for you. You don't see. You're stupid. But then don't take my money. You men encourage a lot of fucking filth. You all encourage shit. Yeah, that's true. There are some of you men who encourage a lot of shit. You all allow women to speak to you how they want. You all allow women to treat you all how they want. And as far as I'm concerned, I as a woman, if I was a man and I'm minding you, you can't speak to me how you want. I could love you how much, but I could also tell you to fuck off too, with a smile, and have no conscience towards that thought that I now said. You all need to set certain standards for yourself, and you all need to learn to teach women how to treat you. You all need to learn to teach women how to treat you. As a man, nah, I don't want none. Thanks. But as a man, if I am working for something and I come in home and giving you my money to help provide for the house and just keeping passage to go to work, and then you want to speak to me all how and then still telling me about the money I giving you, give me back my fucking money and stay hungry. And at one point in time when I was younger, my grandmother watched me and said, God know why he didn't make you a man, you know. Because it would have been different. I'm telling you guys, I reach a stage in my life where I do not tolerate certain things. You cannot even speak to me a certain type of way. Because I looking at you and being like, who the fuck you feel talking to? And the thing about it is, I know this with myself. I could admit it. I have narcissistic tendencies. Not in a bad way, but I have narcissistic tendencies. Because if you feel I the type of person, I'm like this, right? I will cook, I will wash, I will clean, I will do everything that I'm supposed to do, right? But if I am the type of person who doing all these things in the relationship, and I come to you and say, hey, what really going on? Because we in a relationship and I had to be behaving like if I was your mother, that ain't working. It does not make sense. So I'm the type of person, I just only repeat myself twice. That's the stage I reach in my life. I tell you once, I tell you twice. And I'm the type of person, I will wait until you come home and put a fucking big stone in the pot. I have narcissistic tendencies, but not in the way you would think. We all have narcissistic tendencies. Because if a girl do you something and you already don't like, and you don't already know she clung in you, you will answer she in a narcissistic way. We all have narcissistic tendencies in us, but it's in the way we display it. It's what does count. But there are people who just literally is a head-on narcissist and know they're doing something wrong, but wants to blame everybody else for the issue except themselves. They're not even willing to correct it. But I am a different type of narcissist. I am fucking crazy. That's the reason why I keep saying to you guys, in order for me to deal with a man, he have to be able to deal with me. Because I have reached a stage where I am a no-nonsense person. I make my own money. What is the point of you? Is it sex? I have a line of men on my phone I could call and get at. So if I'm a woman who choose to have you in my life, it's because I saw something in you worth it for you to be in that space. I'm not being how people just, I forgot that word, but you guys would know what I'm talking about. I'm not being full of myself, but being in my presence, getting a taste of my pussy is a gift, a blessing for you, because it's not everybody who enter in that hole. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a disrespectful statement, it's a realistic one. It's not everybody enter in that hole. So if I now make a decision to have you in my life and you being there, and I trying to take my time, and even though I saw you struggling, I still trying to take my time as a woman to help you grow, and then you turning around and disrespecting me, why the fuck would I take that? Why? I told you guys know my story. I have tolerated so much in my life that I'm no longer willing to do that. If I pick you, we going down and we fucking shape up or shape out. I don't want no time to beat around no bush and explain myself to you about nothing that you supposed to know we're supposed to do. I so fucking easy to please. I don't even want no money from you. You understand? I don't want nothing from you. All I just want you to do is do your part and let them little fucking hoes know. Don't come around me. You don't even have to let them know you have a girl. Don't come around me. I know for you. I not into the whole post me and I post. No, you don't even have to post me. People don't even have to know I exist. Just don't make the mistake and fuck somebody else. And let me know. And I'm into the one thing. You don't have to post me, I don't have to post you. You want me to post you, I post you. Because there are men, I telling you, who I know, I the type of person, I'm going to tell all you how fuck up I is. I had 30 siblings. You could keep track of 30 siblings. I'll write down all the name on a paper, give a picture all of them, and yet still I could have this one calling your cousin. And yet still a fucking a nigga. That's what I'm trying to show you. It does not make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Because there are people out here who feel they like to play games, and there are women who verse in playing games. I tell you all, there are women out here who verse in playing games. And the kind of people I know and I just deal with, I can make them sit down in a room with you and laugh at you, talk with you, shake your hand and treat you normal. And that time them know I rubbing a coochie all in the face. I don't deal with stupid people, and I don't like to deal with little children. They don't make no sense. And there are big men who verse out here who they what happens to because they know that is a good piece of meat. So they will sit down in the room with you and shake your hand and know they're eating that meat. They will even mind you. You all sit here and always study to play games with people and don't try to educate all yourself. You see, the problem with humans is that some of them, they develop a mindset of a greedy. You hire cake and you want to eat outside too. I could run circles around you if I want to. And leave you stupid in a room. And my ex learned that I's not the type of person you want to play with. So now, the other day when he come on Facebook trying to make this big display about, oh, and you leave me, and you don't want me, and you love me. How much of my exes call me? Because at the end of the day, half of the shit that I did for all they go out there, all they no woman not doing them thing. What woman following your drawers down to your socks, making sure you eat. I don't want nothing from nobody. If I were you, I don't even want you to mind me. I want you mind yourself. I want you help you elevate. A lot of the times, yes. A lot of the times, yes. And that's what does make it bad for other people. That is what does make it bad for other people. A lot of people say to me, but why are you not in a relationship? And why are you not wherever? Been there, done that. Ain't looking to do that again. My mind focus. Whoever had to be with me had to know what I stand for. I don't understand, like, you know, like, you feel like what you calling me right through? You feel like what you calling me right through? I calling you right through to check up on you whole day? Bitch, I don't care what the fuck you doing. Once you don't disrespect me, I don't care what you do. I just weird. I weird. Me know about all you. I weird. I really don't like people nagging me, no. I don't like people nagging me. I don't. Yes, it's better to be single than to be in a bad relationship. Yes, Nicholas. And a lot of people ask me, like, so why you don't think I can't bring a bleeding heart to you? I want to give my best. I can't bring a bleeding heart and a trusting heart to you. I will give my best. I like vice. When I like Vice, I worse than 50 Shades, I gave Vice. I like Vice. So why in the world will I know I want to do these things with you and knowing you cheating on me with somebody? That ain't making no sense. Those things don't make sense. You all ask for a relationship and all you want to be in a relationship, but yet still you all do a lot of bullshit to the people that all they say and all they care about. I simple, do your part. I gain you your space. I could be how tired. One of my foot bad. Then bad, but it bad. You understand me? Because all you know, I give all of that story when I was on work, what happened and wherever it is, but yet still, when if I have to put up that one and use the next one, I still, even though the foot bad. Yes, I am. I always consider myself to be. You know? So, basically, I just reach a stage where I just always tell myself what I just ask for is so simple that I shouldn't have to tolerate less or any kind of bullshit anymore. Because as the type will literally go outside, pick up a big stone, wash it and put it in the pot and get it. You put any food there? Because I can't be, trying to make this thing work and we thinking and I fattening you up for who? Bitch, who? I fatten you up for who? And all I could say, I could cook. I like to eat. I was hungry. Sister got meat. I always hungry. I like to cook. I like my belly. I like to try all kind of dishes. All kind of things I like to be trying. So, I washing, I cooking, I cleaning, I make my own money. I trying to, I good with kids. Where one more than that, boy? Where one more than that? Where really one more than that? But there are people who will get all of these things and have all of these things and still be looking outside. And then have the narcissistic tendency to still disrespect you after you find out and still want you to stay with them. In time, you will find one like me. You will meet one like me, but you have to have patience. I know patience sometimes is be the hardest thing to have, especially when the lonely times creep up on you, especially when you're feeling foul. When you're feeling foul little thing, I know them times just creep up on you and make you feel. I have real nasty thoughts. Anyway, so when them time creep up on you, it just make you feel, but you will find one like me. It all day. But you see, the thing that I realize, and I have come to the realization, you see, we as human, we stick ourselves in situations for too long. That is why we miss we soulmate. Because at the end of the day, your soulmate praying for you and you praying for your soulmate, but then you meet Becky and Becky's not your soulmate. Becky's just your lesson. But you, instead of you let go of Becky, you hold on to Becky. You understand what I'm saying? And then now, your soulmate bypass you. Because God is not an evil person. He can't make your soulmate be lonely forever when you think maybe in time
I love finance.
It's supposed to go back around. Hold on there. Hello, good day.
My name is Mike.
Hello, good day. Speaking. Okay, no problem. I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I'll let them do it tomorrow, please God. Okay, no problem. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Yeah. No, no, no. I make sure and told them I no longer work for Coca-Cola. I'm self-employed. Okay. I kinda doing a live, so I can't do that. No. So yeah. When they come to see about the stuff for me, I'll make sure and let them write it on the back of the receipt so they could get it. Or just call back and give you it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, no problem. Alright, bye-bye. Yeah. She just no, she confirming that the payments went in. How long are they again? I come out just now. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But all you know, when money calls, you have to answer. I can't give you my information on live because I do that live too fast. Yeah. Anyway, so as I said, I am a very nice person. I'm a very genuine person. I don't take crap from people. I am a very outspoken person, and back then I was very very submissive, and I wouldn't say stupid. It's just that I really didn't know my worth, and good afternoon, darling, how are you? I wish you the same too. I was a very submissive person, and back then I was playing in a lot of money because of my job, and I realized that there are men who like to use women just as women like to use men. And you know, I was in a relationship with somebody who took advantage of my mindset, because even though that I was making the money from the job that I was doing, I still was doing, you know, making stuff and selling and doing whatever elsewhere. I always, since I know myself, I always had 2 to 3 jobs that I always would do. And there are people, if you don't train yourself, will take advantage of you, right? Because this was a man who I was literally mining. You understand me? He never really used to give me anything. I was literally mining this person, and he would tell me no man ain't go want me because my breasts and them so big and sucky looking, and you know, like I have a big forehead, and how I got raped in the past. He talked about that too. He used to say, so he knew how to play on my emotions to have me and keep me submissive for a very long time. So a lot of people keep saying like, why you don't go back into a relationship, and why you don't do this and why you don't do that, is because of those things, right? Because when you leave something, you need to heal yourself before you go into something else with somebody. Because a lot of times I realize for myself is like I just run from one situation into our next one, not really getting fully to know the person and stuff. And I realize at this age a lot of people are not what they seem. They are not what they seem. They are not what they seem. And having a child, especially a 15-year-old, my son has a temperament like mine, and his temper is even worse than mine. So those are things I have to be mindful for, because my son is a person that I not putting water in my mouth to talk. If he interfere with me, he will get himself in trouble, and I don't want that. Thanks very much. Yeah. But so I have to be very careful when it comes to those things, and I'm a very free-handed person because money is something that, that comes and go, and at the end of the day, wherever it is, I'm not a rich person, but I'm the type of person that when I want something, I really work really hard towards that. And if I'm with you and I know that you need to get whatever it is, most of the time I always leave myself undone to make sure that you are okay, because I don't try to impress people, because there's this side to me you would see the girl who is very sweet, genuine, nice, loudmouth, likes to cuss a lot, but trying to stop the cursing. I'm trying to be more of an adult rather than just a young lady who looking to party and wherever, because I strongly believe, from opening up my mind more to the spiritual side, is that you never know when you could die, right? And I have a 15-year-old, so I need to kind of make a way for him so he wouldn't have to experience some of the things that I had to endure in life, right? And I always tell him, you could see how hard I just work. So if you choose to allow some woman to come and take that from you, or you choose to fuck that up, that is on you. At least you know I left something. There's my ex-husband, his father, never give him nothing and that type of thing, and he would say, my father never give me nothing and he multi-millionaire and da and parents and whatever. But at the end of the day, my parents never give me nothing, and I still am doing good for myself, for a person who came out of a galvanized house, not even bored, galvanized. When I say galvanized, I just laugh, but that's how I knew it as, galvanized. But whatever, right? So from a person who grew up from a galvanized place and latrine and all those types of things, I could tell myself that I have grown a lot, right? Because a lot of people put them out on me and say, you're gonna never grow up to be nothing but a hoe. And there were men who had lied and said they fucked me, and that was never true, because I used to comb people here as a side hustle, and it are fellas who would come in my apartment and comb the hair and going and telling fellas on the block they fuck me and all that kind of thing, and dirty my name and all kind of thing. And at that time I trip off so much. I was drinking punching too. Yeah, I watched me as a real babash baby and punching baby, and drinking punching too. So I went on the block and the railing. Those of you all who know Tunapuna, know El Dorado, know the railing right there by the Hindu school. Man, I went down there and pulled on my pants and scared. I tell them, I say, that's why you will never see how the inside of this look. Yeah, I trip off that day because you can't be lying on me like that, dread and things. So now that I'm older, a lot of people realize, well, it was never true and wherever it is. But those are things that scars. I could tell you that scars people for life and that type of thing. I had men who, knowing that my child father not giving me thing and want to bull me for pan and milk and all that, can come around me with them kind of thing. And I choose to work hard for my thing and not, So I just always remind my son, be grateful for what you have, because we were sleeping in this galvanized shack and water leaking down on we, and I had to sit down with he and sleep and all this kind of thing. And then we had 4 cushions to sleep on, and I had to leave he to sleep there, and I sleeping on the cold ground with a sheet, and so we came out from a lot. Even last week was, Google has the anniversary thing where it shows you your old pictures. So some of the old pictures come up, and I showing them yesterday and last week I showing them. I said, look at how we come from. I have pictures with him from back then where we sleeping on a mattress on the ground, and then when we get we first TV was somebody give us. It was one of them big old black and white TV somebody gave us. So I was showing him these things and to remember where we come from and all these types of things. So that's just to show you could come from the most horrible circumstances and change. You don't have to let your situation define you. You can be better. That's the reason why I developed the motto that I sticks with, right? Your word is your bond. Loyalty is everything. But you can only be loyal to people who shows you the same level of love and respect, right? Loyalty comes at a price, but you cannot be blinded by it. And if you stand for loyalty for something, but in the right way, right? Because you cannot be loyal to somebody who you know that doing wrong, right? I also live by another word called never make life make, other words that I always say, never make life make you bitter, always make life make you better, right? Because as I told earlier, we came out from sleeping in galvanized with mud, ground and rain falling and all under there, the place muddy, you can't walk to a board bed and all these types of things. Those are the things we came out from, right? Those are the types of situation we came out from, and we are trying to better ourselves. So I'm not a rich person, so don't feel as a rich person just because I just work hard and buy my equipment and that type of thing. Every single thing that we have is based on what we take and we time and pay for, because it's a mindset. In order to grow your business, you need to sacrifice other things. So there are lots of things that I, as a young lady, may want, but I had to sacrifice in order to get certain things, right? So if you want what you want and you want to grow, you could grow, but it's also based on your mindset, right? So a lot of people keep saying, but you have so much equipment and you always posting all these things you make and you must be rich and you making money. Yes, I am making money, right? But I am also making money not just for myself, because I have a 15-year-old. He have to have a life when I am gone, right? So I'm not trying to pave a way for him to have smooth sailing, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make it so it would be a little easier than him, so he wouldn't have to take the level of disrespect I had to take in life, right? Because from a person coming from a galvanized house with mud running underneath and a board bed, and had to use bedding, your clothes you had to put on to use to sleep on as pillow, and not even having a proper sheet. The silk curtain is what I used to cover with. So I don't come on here and try to pretend to be no big, like I rich and I'm money as a tantos and no. There was a stupid girl who said, but I see your family driving Benz. Sweetie, that is my family Benz. They work for that Benz, that's their Benz. That have nothing to do with me. If you kidnap me, you will get 1 cent in my bank account. Okay? So don't feel just because my family driving Benz, if you kidnap me, they're going to pay for it. No, sweetie. Right? You have to be, even this is something what humans seem not to understand, and I will help educate all you in the short period of time. Just because somebody and you name family doesn't mean you and them good, and just because you and somebody good doesn't mean they will go through a certain level or extent for you. There's these things that all this mistake, and somehow they're talking about, oh, but you think and you always posting and you was buying these equipment. Each and every single piece of equipment I have, I had to sacrifice things that I want in order to buy those things. My son PlayStation has mashed up, and he and I spoke to him, because I tell him, I said I could buy the PlayStation for but these is the things I need for my business, and if I get these things, you could get more than a PlayStation in the future. And as a 15-year-old, he understood that, and he said, Mommy, go ahead and see about your business, because I could see you trying, and with my foot I cannot go to work for people because I cannot stand up for too long, right? So this is one of the reasons why I keep pushing for my business, because I cannot stand up on my foot for too long. If I stand up on my foot, I have to use my brace, and my doctor don't tell me, not doctors, because I went to several doctors, that foot will never be the same again. So I have to, if I don't take care of myself, I will end up in crutches, right? So there was sacrifice that made, because I have a good bathroom, good toilet, but it's not tiled, it's not painted. I have my living room and kitchen in one. My work studio is in that same space. You understand me? You feel the part for my kitchen outside, they still hasn't finished build. My ceiling is still open up. It is open up till the other day. Rain fly coming in my ceiling, so I had to put these cardboards there. So the money that I supposed to seal the ceiling with, I had to use to buy some other equipment, because the business venture originally planned that I was going with, I couldn't continue because of the pandemic. So I had to think outside the box to come up with other ways to still keep myself afloat, because remember, I don't have a job. So even though the state were ordered to pay me money when I left there, because of whatever reason, my money goes to the bank, because I took out a loan when my son's sick, right? So my money goes to the bank. So when the bank don't take the money, I have next to nothing. We still have to eat. My son have sickle cell, he's on medication. I have cancer, I am on medication. You understand me? So no, sweetie, your girl not rich, she's trying. So another thing is that I had on a particular dress, and the young lady was like, I know that dress, and that dress worth whatever dress or whatever clothes I want, I sacrifice and buy. Right? So even if it have to take me 2 months, 3 months to buy my dress to put on to look nice to go down the road, I buy it. And those of you who know me very well know exactly what I'm talking about. There are customers who give me gift when I work for them. If they choose to buy something for me, I take it. My hand have no hole. You understand, man? As long as your gift didn't come with no string, with strings, I good. So there are customers who will give me stuff. And I'm also a brand ambassador. And I told you guys about that. I broke down that on a video for you guys, how you could become a brand ambassador. So once you have a certain amount of followers on your TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever it is, you could apply to become a brand ambassador. And that is what I did. Right? So I was given free clothes to advertise. So you could keep the clothes. You keep any clothes that they give you. But you just have to wear them for people to see and tell people where the clothes came from. So when I reached 10,000 something TikTok followers, I was given certain items to promote. You understand me? So, and on top of that, I have certain things that I wait on until it's on sale and then buy it. I hold on to my money, and that's patience, to hold on to your money. You know, all kind of thing you want to, like, I want this particular thing. So those are things that I do. I work and I shop smart, right? So I have to go and deal with my brother now, because he has to go to work, and because he has to do a delivery for me before he go. So thank you very much for the time and for listening, and I hope you guys took some sort of positivity out of my short blog. I love you guys endlessly, and I want you guys to have an amazing day. Remember what I always say, never make life make you bitter, always make life make you better. So have an amazing day, guys, and stay blessed, less stress. Don't make nobody stress you out. Bye, guys.